Ready? Hello and welcome back to another episode of Football Tussle, where you got myself, CIC, AY Footy, and Grand Champ all back in town.
Hold on, why does it look like you were struggling to say my name? Welcome Football Tussle. I'm CIC,
because
AY,
I was looking at the camera. I was looking at the camera and I saw what's it called, Football Tussle next to your name. So
your name is kind of long. Your name is kind of long though. Still,
yeah. You can call me Tage. You can call me Tage. You can call me. He's down to call me Tage. The Grand Champ. Tage the Grand Champ.
I saw Football Tussle next to your name there. Anyway, let's roll on anyway.
Struggling, but let's go on.
Struggling there still, mate. Who knows? Tiredness. Who knows? What an active weekend it was on and off the pitch. But anyway, let's get back to the pitch anyway. For the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the battle for fourth place. Let's go back to the opposite side of the table there and the battle for maybe the final relegation place, where it was a topsy-turvy weekend there of shocking results there, or at least one shocking result. And there's no better place to start than at Goodison Park there. I get the two blue teams playing each other, even though Chelsea were in yellow and they played like they were yellow anyway. So who wants to start on that one anyway?
I ain't going to talk much on that one. I'm just going to say Chelsea done Lampard a favour.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think
that is his old club anyway. So
yeah, maybe
they were so lethargic and they were so poor. It was unbelievable.
Arsenal could have done a Steven Gerrard kind of mistake.
Exactly.
He's been messing up lately. Like the last 3 games I've been watching that dude. He's
all of them are best. Even Rudiger's mind is not there. Every game he's getting a yellow card.
Christensen as well.
Christensen is crap. Havertz against Yeremina was like he was doing a Diego Costa. We're just trying to fight him all the time.
And he's not that kind of player.
Exactly, which is a full performance
on his head.
But credit to Everton and credit to Lampard. He seems to win the difficult games by beating United 1-0, beating Chelsea 1-0. So we feel they had a stronger run-in, a much tougher run-in, but they seem to be coming up, trumps against the bigger team.
It's a big pressure, man. You don't want to be in that.
These 3 points are bonus 3 points because let's be truthful. Like what's it called? No, even Everton fans, I'm sure they didn't expect 3 points. So this is a big bonus 3 points, and we'll talk about Leeds in due time. But Leeds, the likes of Leeds especially, would be screwing that. What's it called? That Everton got that. But once again, we've spoken about Chelsea almost as much as we've spoken about Man United, but in a different way. Chelsea? How many players apart from Mount? There's no other player that's in double figures. It's a disgrace. Carl Havertz cost 75 million, regardless of who bought him. Timo Werner, even though he's played half the season or came in at the last quarter, very good pace and stuff there, but hardly a goal threat. And then you have the people on the bench that he keeps having on the bench regularly in Ziyech and then Pulisic. Too defensive.
Even Ziyech. What's happened to Ziyech as well?
He's a bench man. He's like Pulisic.
It's a formation. Chelsea and Lampard were very fluent. They were scoring goals. Fair enough, they were conceding. Yeah. But those guys were clicking. They were scoring goals.
That's what I'm saying. And now, they're struggling to score goals. And at the beginning of the season, we were saying it was a Chelsea machine. My goodness. It's gone back into it's a bit like some of the lists at the train station. They're out of service sourcing spare parts. Chelsea's been sourcing spare parts for a while.
Out of service and demo machines there. He's like playing a video game, and next minute Chelsea doing a demo. They're restricted.
For me, he's lucky. Tuchel's lucky that Roman is no longer going to be part of the picture there, because even if they won the FA Cup, or especially if they don't win the FA Cup, I would sack him.
No, you can't sack him.
You've lost your mind again. You've lost your mind again. I would just say
Roman doesn't play games like that. But he's lucky that Roman's no longer in charge.
So wait, hold on a second. If you're in charge, you're telling me you're going to sack Tuchel.
What's he done?
FA Cup.
He's done well for Chelsea, bro.
What's he done? This season is a disgrace. They should be challenging. They should be challenging.
What did we last season?
Last season is last season. Roman's history.
What did he win last season?
Have we not seen managers do what's it called, Tuchel did last season and get sacked the following season? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Di Matteo won the Champions League and the FA Cup.
There you go.
And he
Then.
got sacked. But my point is, well, Chelsea they've got no challenge for a manager. But what I'm just saying is, you don't sack the guy if the guy wins the FA Cup. Listen, it's difficult, man.
With what's going on in that club anyway. So.
Exactly, with the turmoil, everything that's going on, you want to sack him.
Let's not use that as an excuse because Chelsea started falling way before.
No. Yes, it's a big excuse, you know.
Yes, I'm with AY. It's more visible now. It's more apparent. Trust me. Since the thing now, they dropping like a rocket now.
Imagine if you was a player there, you would just be thinking in your head, like, what's really going on at this club, really? You're not the owner of the club. Yeah, you play for the club, you love the club, but you're actually going to be thinking in the back of your head.
No. Your wages are guaranteed. Let's not pretend. So stop
that. I wouldn't ask questions, AY.
There you are. Thank you. There you are, Steve.
If anything, I'm asking them, I need a new contract. What's the storm? What, they need a new contract just in case.
They can't do that. They can't do that. You know that.
I know.
That's why.
Guys, honestly, I can see Chelsea losing 5 top players.
Which 5?
They've already lost 1, I think.
Yeah, but that was Rudiger. No, they've lost 2. Rudiger's gone, and what's it called? Christensen's gone. Even though Christensen's not a top player. Is Jorginho out of contract or has he got 1 more year? I don't think they're going to renew that.
I think anyway. He's got 1 more year, but Rudiger's a good defender, but I wouldn't put him as like a world class defender. Rudiger,
he's not because there's always mistakes in him.
He would get found out in the Champions League at Real Madrid next season. In La Liga, they might win again, but when he gets played in that back four, he will get exposed.
As you said, we don't want to talk too much about this game, as you said, even though we've gone on a little bit. But at the end of the day, even though I'm a Liverpool fan, and what's it called? Obviously, I said I want Everton to go down, but it's a brilliant 3 points, bonus 3 points for them. And let's see if they can build on that in their next game. We'll talk about the next game if we have enough time towards the end of the show. There still, but moving as we are talking about the battle for relegation or the final spot. Let's move on to Watford versus Burnley. There still. Well, we have to because Burnley are one of the other teams that are favourites to in the bottom.
They refuse to go down.
It's just one team left. Just one team left.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So for me, they did well. I mean, because Watford, they were leading up to the 83rd minute.
Unbeaten 4 games. Unbeaten 4 games. 3 wins, 1 corner. Last 3 wins.
That's it. There was question marks about the old dry husky voice of Sean Dyche going, but it looks like if they beat the drop, it's one of the best decisions in recent years down there because normally at this late stage of the season, it's normally too late.
Exactly. When you ask players like what is the difference when after the manager's gone, they're always talking about is the system, something like
new ideas.
Yeah.
I think it's
always still say that.
Maybe it's just another voice there, even though the assistant manager was part of the. I just think it's just one of those things. Sometimes they always say it when there's someone kind of new there, it gives them a little bit of a boost. It's just one of those things. It's unfortunate for Dyche, but he blew himself in the Norwich game. You cannot lose to Norwich. It's that simple.
No, in order to go before that, they played 7 games. He had won 1 against Everton and lost 6. Yeah, look at that. Leicester.
Yeah, but if he had beat Norwich, because that Norwich game was after the Everton game. If he had beat Norwich, then he would have still been in the job. It's inexcusable to be that beat Everton, and then he crowed about he knew at halftime that Everton didn't have it in them, and then the next game, you beat Everton in the next game, you didn't have it in yourself against the Canaries.
Exactly, and that's what happens. Life hits you very quick there.
There you are, bang, bang, bang. And next minute, P45 is in the post. But once again, that's a quick word on Watford.
They do.
Roy Hodgson, I don't know. We say about Roy. I say about Roy every week anyway. But
I'm with you.
Go easy on his face. There, what do you want?
Yeah, I'm not mentioning his face this time. That was you. That was you.
There's the classic there. I want his face.
Top movie there for the people. For the people that know. For the people that don't know it, Nicolas Cage and the stuff there still.
And Travolta.
So what we saying? What we saying? Watford is going as well. Yeah, definitely.
No, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. The only thing is, it's not official. It's just a matter of time. They're dead in the water. They're like Norwich. Dean Smith blew himself. But anyway, I think Dean Smith just wanted to get back into a job at Norwich. We'll talk about them.
And guess what? What made it even worse with us, even Dean Smith or whatever his name is? You get relegated by the team that sacked you there. Oh man, Aston Villa did that.
Imagine.
There you are. You think you saw the last of what you see? You think I say Dean Smith? We got one more thing. Look at that. Now get out of here.
One more thing is what we got as well.
R.I.P. But anyway, it's a good battle there. There's a few battles in the table. Bottom for the last spot and fourth place between the North London clubs possibly, which it is, it looks like, and then the battle for the Prem there still. But yeah, moving on to the final game that involves one of the relegation teams there is Leeds versus Man City. For me, I thought Leeds maybe could have put up a better fight. I didn't expect to be a blowout like that. Maybe, I mean, they had that chance after, I think, was it 30 seconds to 1 minute where the defender, the last man defender fell. And he was clean through. There's two things you do there. Either you shoot and hope you score, or you pass it across because the other guy was ready.
But see, he
did none of it.
That's what I'm saying. It's inexcusable.
But I've always going to lose that game anyway.
But you don't. The thing is, you say that, but sometimes in football you don't know. But if you don't put the
as a Liverpool fan, I know why. As a Liverpool fan, you were hoping. You were like that. I know you're hoping.
It's the same thing as what's it called? It's the same thing as obviously when the City fans were watching the game earlier on, they're thinking that the second most informed team against the most informed team of 2022, maybe something can happen, maybe it's a draw. But at the end of the day, Jesse March has done well because he had some good results going into that game. That was just a blowout game. But now because of the other results, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. Minus 34 of difference.
I was gonna say that all my days, you read my mind. And that's the problems Bielsa put Leeds into because they've conceded 72 goals. So right now, they're currently now they're on the same points with Burnley, but Burnley's got less goal difference. So Burnley actually, the pressure really now is on even on flipping is more on Leeds than Everton. Burnley, because the thing is, if Burnley matches every result of Leeds, they stay because of the goal difference.
That's
obviously because it's less than half. It's less than half. So that's why you have to ask questions. As you said, Bielsa only had one way of playing, and that was it. Was it. And the thing about his team is not that good. And they're losing players left, right, and center. They lost Dallas there to a serious leg break or whatever. They lost Cooper, their captain in the.
Burnley might even stay up, you know. Burnley might even stay up.
That's what I'm saying. Burnley might stay up.
And look at the fixtures. They played Aston Villa.
I think
Leeds
Burnley will stay up. I think it's between Everton and Leeds. Leeds for me are now maybe favourites. They've taken over as Everton as favourites to go to drop.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
It's crazy that it's a bit like, as I said, it's a bit like fourth place. It changes. It changes every second. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of of the bottom four.
I want Billy to go down by the way.
Let's go back to the first game of the weekend, which was the second most informed team against the first the most informed team there at St James's Park. Even though the scoreline looks like it was a tight game there, I think it was only reason that it was a tight game there because Jota was greedy. I think Jota, because he's lost his
he's under pressure, man.
He's under pressure, and he doesn't want to, because in a game like that, when it's only 1-0, I know you want to score, but try and play to the team game and get that second goal, and then you can start doing the shooting there.
But the only good thing about Liverpool. Talk to me about that.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
definitely. Because he's done it in the past with Salah and Mane being
exactly.
Salah's been greedy to Mane. So sometimes you just have to. I know the pressure's too. It hurts when you're 1 minute you're the one that breaks into the front three and pushes Bobby on the bench, and next minute Diaz comes in and pushes you on the bench. So it hurts sometimes there. But for me, the only one good thing about Liverpool, once they go ahead, they're one of the best, if not the best, in the Premier League at keeping clean sheets. Where it's almost a guarantee, regardless if you like Liverpool or not. The stats speak for itself when it comes to keeping clean sheets there. Really, Newcastle were not hard. They were hardly a threat. Liverpool was still in second gear. And they made changes. Liverpool made in that game.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think they had one chance. I don't know what took that shot from Newcastle.
Yeah, the one that went wide.
They had a chance there.
I know what you're saying. It's true. They did have one.
But obviously they're gonna have one chance there still. But for me,
Liverpool were total control. But you don't need to be careful because total control. If you guys consider that game, it would have been 1-1. So I think you guys really put it to bed. I think that one nil was a bit tentative for me. I watched the game.
It was tentative. But it was tentative, but the job done there still. There was hardly any threat there. There's what's it called at the end of the day. As I said, the scoreline looks like it was tight. It's because their goalkeeper was star man anyway. He was making how many saves? Jota could have had a hat trick.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna hurt though at the end of the season if you guys don't win the league and you're losing it to 1 point again, like 2 seasons in a like.
Well, as I said, sometimes look at that happiness.
Yeah, you saw that one.
Sometimes
this chasing.
Just to speak quickly, I think there's a couple of results that it comes down to. Is one of them is against Brighton when we were 2-0 up and then we only drew 2-2, and then 3 times leading against Brentford and only to draw 3-3 earlier in the season, and then the first game against Man City there. Where we were leading 2-1 with about 7 minutes to go, and then Kevin De Bruyne done another deflection goal there.
And the Chelsea game
as well, where we were 2-0 up and then we blew ourselves. And even the first game against Chelsea when they were down to 10 men. So there's quite a few where these draws have come back to haunt Liverpool. But anyway, we just have to hope that there's not a Vincent Kompany moment this time for Man City this season. But we'll watch the space anyway still. I know Grand Champ's hoping that they do it anyway. But moving on to the next game there, Villa with a much needed 3 points there. There's no better team to play anyway, as we always say in the Premiership.
Yeah, exactly. You just said it. Somebody got sacked for not beating Norwich. So if you didn't beat, I was looking forward to this game, honestly. They had to win it. And it's
Norwich or Villa?
Villa.
No, Norwich are dead. Villa needed to win it because Gerrard was under pressure there, not from being sacked, but this pressure that he needed a result. And he got it there. And then it was as you said, Villa. It's because they're playing Norwich. There's not much to say about it anyway.
Quick question. You guys are Villa manager. You're the Villa manager, both of you.
Yeah.
You keep continuing. Yes or no?
It's a tricky one. I don't know how much the wages are still. What's it called? And because Barcelona, I don't think Barcelona.
He's on high wages.
Then that's gonna make me not spend more money in the summer to bring in other players.
He's gone like the British weather. It's all gone. 1 minute it was sunny, like I think Saturday was sunny, yesterday was overcast and rainy, and today wasn't much better. And that's what Coutinho's gone like. He started like a house on fire, and now he's been blown out.
No, he has to do another loan season. I'm sorry.
Maybe that's a good option. I feel like that's
the only option on the table. Another loan season to see how it is. I don't know how long his contract's left there still anyway. And Barcelona would be happy to maybe get a loan season, because if he was to be sold, how much is Barcelona going to ask for?
Exactly.
You could have asked for more than 30 million.
Oh, that's come on, and he's on that wages as well. That's going to restrict me from
buying players. He will have to take a wage cut.
He has to.
Yeah,
I'm talking about big wage cut. I'm talking about 100K.
No.
That's Coutinho. Come on now, little boys like Lingard and Holden again. Almost come on.
There you are.
No, come on. That's Felipe, man. That's the Brazilian magic, man.
There you go.
This come on, put some respect in Coutinho, man, because Coutinho's doing the same thing as Pogba. The blackouts, or like the movie with it, pitch black. They ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
There's levels. There's
no sunlight in the form there. But 30 Days of Darkness, the movie, you guys seen that one as well.
But it's got a few decisions to make in the summer anyway, regarding sorting out the back line. What's it called? Maybe a new captain, he was saying, and then maybe bringing in a bit more offensive power there, because is it Leon Bailey or whatever his name is? That's why none of the big teams. That's why none of the big teams took a punt on him, because he's an injury prone player.
Injury prone, man.
And that's what I'm saying. Bayer Leverkusen will ask him for good money, but the big team said, nah. We know his record of injuries there still. So for me, Villa back to winning ways. Well done to them.
Well done
and then it was official that Norwich are relegated, and that's it. Moving on to the next game there, where it was Southampton versus out of form Palace, because Palace have been struggling to score goals recently there still, and even Vieira had made a few changes there where he dropped even like Zaha and stuff. There you are. That was like to say that, listen, Vieira, you're a legend as a player, but don't do too much. You know what? I just let you know that still. But that was a much needed win for them.
Palace are a funny team. I watched them. I don't know really their style of play, what the ambition is, but I know they're doing all right. It's one of those
like Patrick Vieira.
It's one of those ones where you got a family member, you don't speak to them all the time. You say, I don't really chat to them, but last time I spoke to them, they're doing all right. I don't know what they're up to, but they're doing all right. That's kind of
those ones there. I was talking to them for a long time, but I spoke to them last, as you said, and they're still okay.
But they're okay. They're doing all right.
Yeah. I think Palace's goal, if they, every season is to try. Obviously, they're under a new manager there. Their goal is to maybe finish way above the relegation places, because they were always being linked to, like always around there under Hodgson there, and poor football. And Vieira's taking them to better steps up the ladder of the style of football. And if they can finish maybe, because at the moment they're 12th. And there's possible, and I'm looking at the table. If they can finish mid-table, because 10th is not too far ahead of them, which is only like 2 points ahead of them. Even Brighton's not ahead of them. I don't know if they'd have get any higher than that. Even though
no, it's fine where they are.
But moving on anyway. I was gonna say, they're fine where they are. They're doing what their level is anyway. But moving at Southampton, they blew themselves there still. Southampton a funny team as well. But moving on to the next game there, what's happened to Wolves? The teeth are permanently gone. There's no bites. There's nothing there. And there used to be a team that we used to know that, as I said, since Arsenal beat them twice in the space of 2.5 weeks or whatever, they've not fully recovered from that. That's like an uppercut that Dylan White's getting every time. You can't see it coming. And the problem for Wolves, they were renowned for having the tightest defense at one stage, even more than Liverpool and Man City. Now they're conceding goals for fun. How can Brighton come to your backyard and put three
and they don't score goals?
Thank you.
They don't score goals.
Exactly. Brighton are known for compact.
That was a shocking, accumulator washout. Even though you would have had that game, it's a tricky one still anyway. You might not have had it on accumulator.
I haven't watched that game.
Honestly, I watched that game, because I was interested in that. Because those two teams, like we've mentioned this season, they've been very good. So I was surprised. I didn't even know who to support, because I like both of them this season. They've done very well. They've overachieved. So I just enjoyed it. You got your own team to support.
You got your own team to support. Why is it every time you want to be supporting others there?
Because my team is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm bigging up on good teams.
Okay. Brilliant from you there, AY40, the project man, the project manager.
Project man. I will say this about Wolves though. Wolves, I think Wolves there, as you're saying, they got no teeth. I think they went to a vet there. I think they gave them the wrong injections there. I think Arsenal were the vets there.
That's what I'm saying.
They shadow themselves.
Yeah, you are. You put slow poison in them.
Yep. They're weak now.
How long have they been eighth? How long have they? It shows you how poor the teams are behind them are because how far they were ahead of those other teams.
The only team that's improved is Newcastle that's gone closer to them.
It's true. The rest of the teams, apart from Newcastle, have not improved. But that was a good result for Brighton because Brighton, even though they're getting a bit closer there still. But I think Wolves, maybe if they're lucky, they should still scrape a top 4, top 10.
You know what?
Still,
just before we move on, I like the job Graham Potter is doing there. Like the football they're playing with Brighton is good. I like the guy Tossard or whatever his name is. Tossard. Yeah. Tossard. But I actually like what they're doing there, and I just feel like Brighton. I would like to see the Brighton owners or whatever, give them a bit more money to spend because I feel like he could actually recruit and make a good team in Brighton.
Especially if he can get a good striker that can give maybe 15 goals.
I know. No Danny Welbeck was a fraud at Arsenal for 4 years. I was so glad it's worked.
To be quite honest, that's what I think they really need, CRC. A good striker.
Definitely. What's it called? Because they create chances. It's just that what they've got there are not consistent and quality enough to put them away.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, that's what's it called. That's what it is there anyway. We'll move on to the Sunday games there. The two North London clubs were involved on games on Sunday there, starting with Spurs versus Leicester. Once you saw Spurs and Leicester's lineup where they made about 6, 7, whatever changes, because obviously Leicester's focus on the Europa Conference semi-final there, you knew Spurs were going to get back to winning ways. And then obviously Kane finally got his goal because he was on quite a little bit of a drought of stuff there. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. And this is the guy, what's it called, that he normally doesn't go through such droughts like that. He goes through maybe 3 or 4.
Funny things that you mentioned there, whilst he was going through a drought, the guy that was meant to be joining City, the guy that was meant to be leaving City when he joined, Jesus is He's been in goal scoring form for City, so
he's not looked back. And then once again, and what's it called? The Son show there still on Song there. What's it called? Very good goals and stuff there. And he's second there. He's chasing Salah there for maybe the golden boot there. Still,
guys, his son
for a little while as well. Yeah, go on.
His son in top 10 best player in the league.
Definitely.
Oh yes,
definitely.
Top 10.
I've been
Pogba's not in there. Pogba's not in there, so forget that.
Forget Pogba, Jerry.
Pogba and Grealish.
No, I'm talking. Forget those two.
Don't you ever mention such names in such presence again?
I know.
A1 Footy, why are you pretending now? Why are you pretending now because you're live? Why are you pretending now you're live there anyway? Don't try that still. But yeah. I mean, well done. I mean, Spurs needed to get back to winning ways, obviously, because they need to try and battle with Arsenal for that final spot. Leicester, their ambition, as we said for the last couple of weeks, their ambition is to try and win the Europa Conference and to get into Europa next season because they're not going to get it through the table. So it's going to come down to it might come down to the North London derby. We'll have to wait and see in a couple of weeks' time there. So we'll watch that space. And then the other game there on Sunday there was a London derby there where it was West Ham versus Arsenal there.
I thought Arsenal was gonna blow it.
Listen, I thought
I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm with you, man. I thought we are gonna blow it, but
the defenders came to the rescue. The defenders came to the rescue.
Defenders Holden's hairline helped him there with the hair now helping him. The hairline helped him.
Hold on. Holden's in town.
Brilliant. Only thing is, in fact, guys, if you're ever going through, if you're ever struggling, or if you're a footballer and you're struggling on form and you're a defender, you need to score goals, get a hair transplant because Gabriel and Holden done a hair transplant, goals, the hair cushion in the end.
Well, they won't like you exposing them there still.
It's the truth there. It's the truth.
We're advertising the product or whatever it is.
Hair transplants at that age, they've blown themselves. But anyway, they all can't have natural hair like that still anyway.
I might need one myself there, steady on.
Yeah, you might have to, what's it called? See if you can, what's it called, beep, what's it called, send a message there to, what's it called, Arsenal, and then maybe send you to a, what's it called, a local one. But for Arsenal fans, it was good to see Mr. Sushi back at right back there still, because he's been off for so long.
You got taken off there, I think 78 minutes for cramps or whatever it was. But
hey, but that's understandable because that's his first game. So long. Is it his first game of 2022 or since January?
Since January. Yeah, probably his first or second game. But I will say one thing. I normally criticize Arteta and say I don't believe in his crap or whatever. But for me, let's just cross that line. I just want to hear that song after work on a Tuesday or Wednesday. It's been a long time as well. I've not been able to do this in a long time. Every time I'm just
You're just looking. I know those ones. I used to know those ones there. Even AY40 knows it. Yeah, AY40 knows it. He's going to be tasting it next season. He's just going to be looking as well.
He's getting
there you are. Anyway, moving on. We'll watch that. As I said, Arsenal are back in control of fourth spot. There is for them to lose. And then, as I said, in a couple of weeks' time, it comes down to maybe the North London derby, possibly. And then we'll move on to the final game, which was tonight there at Old Trafford, or is it Old Trafford, or whatever you want to call it?
I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna go to sleep with nightmares. That's all I'm.
Well, not this time. And then we're talking about what's it called, history there. What's it called? Man United actually kept a clean sheet there. Brentford came into that game where possible people thought Brentford might get their first win in decades there. Then they blew themselves.
I was surprised as well there. But I will say two things about United though. One, obviously, like when you said that you kept this clean sheet. The second one is Ronaldo. He's actually got 18 Premier League goals.
Yes.
The guy's a beast.
Talking about he could be one of the best players this season alongside Salah.
Ronaldo is a beast. He's a goal poacher. He's the best goal scorer. He's the best goal scorer of all time. Well, in my lifetime. If you say the best player in my time is Ronaldinho, that I saw play, but goal machine. Goal scorer, the guy as a goal scorer, the guy is the best. The guy,
definitely. What's it called? His goal stats speak for itself.
Crazy, and then crazy numbers.
He showed them Bruno Fernandes how to take a penalty, and even Varane that's been a flop this season. There came up with a little something there still. But one thing on Man United there, even though they're looking like they're finishing sixth or whatever in the middle of the Europa League, why does Grandad Ralph hate Eric Bailly so much that you're seeing Phil Jones come, if not starting a few games? He's coming on a sub. What does Bailly? I think there's something that's happened in maybe on the training ground or something. There's been words, and what we said about Arteta. Some managers that get personal, and that's it. You're not going to see the light of day. You'll be on the bench like Pepe, but you're hardly coming on when you're the obvious choice to come on. But that's what happens. Some managers get personal.
Yeah, the dressing room is broken.
Let's move on. What's it called? Brentford, I think they've got enough points on the board. They've got 40 points, so they should be safe from relegation. They're safe from relegation because those other teams need to win. Especially Everton and stuff. They need to win at least 2 or 3 games in a row. Moving on.
So you guys are writing off United top 4, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, come on, stop that nonsense.
You believe
April the 1st is already gone long time ago, wasn't it? A month ago.
AY, you sound like Morpheus then in Matrix.
There you go.
He's not the one. Ralph ain't the one. United ain't the one to be in the Champions League, bro.
There you are. Forget the blue red pill. No pill. Exactly. No deja. The only thing is, it is deja vu because Man United are rubbish. They've been rubbish for a while. So that is definitely one thing that's not right. Deja vu there still. The black cats.
The black cats, boy. You ain't gonna be.
It's not a glitch. It's not a glitch because Man United are crap. There's no glitch there.
If you come second, don't win nothing, and you don't go.
We won something already, but I know what you mean anyway. But at least the difference between our second and your second last season, you never challenged, and you had no injuries. And as I said, it was a full second. But anyway, let's leave Man United. It's a broken record. Moving on to the 2 Champions League semi-final second legs there. You got Villarreal versus Liverpool tomorrow. What are you going with tomorrow? I'm going for a away win.
Yeah, who's doing the job tomorrow?
Is an away win. I feel like tomorrow Villarreal might score, so I'm going 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going. What's it called? I'm going like I got the scoreline right last week. I said 2-0. I'm going for 2-0 again.
2-0 again. Yeah. I'm going for 3-2.
3-2.
You always have strange, what's it called, scorelines, but it's possible. It's possible. But anyway, moving on to the other one, which is a bit more closer, is Real Madrid versus City.
Yeah. That's a tough one. I would probably say City win. I'll probably say City win 2-1 or draw.
For me, City, I say City get through, what's it called? Possibly it's a 1-1 draw, City win 2-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if Real Madrid make it to another Champions League final. That's all I have to say.
It's true. I'm banking on City on this one.
If Madrid makes to the final, Liverpool win the Champions League again, because Madrid, Madrid they have produced the most entertaining games. The games against PSG, I was like, that's the best.
Rubbish.
PSG, I was like, that's the best game I've seen in the Champions League. Then they went one bet and they did one with Chelsea. And that's the best game I've seen in Turin. Now they're doing one with Man City, and I was like, right, that's the best game. So they are playing entertaining football, entertaining those viewers, not in the Champions League.
Yes, I agree there.
But they wouldn't, if they play Liverpool wouldn't give them chances like Man City does. No way. Yeah. Especially in a one-off game.
Also, you're saying they're entertaining, but it's only entertaining because their defense is so poor. Mm-hmm. Because they're allowing Chelsea really should have beaten them and got through.
Quick one, guys, before we finish, I just want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Roddy, Manchester from Man City, or
Mike for the season. I told you guys.
Liverpool, who's better? Who would you pick? What about you?
Rodri is good still, but I have to go with my boy there, Fabinho.
You know what? That's a very good question, bro. That's a very good question.
Those two players, I've watched them this season, bro.
You know what? I would say both players fit the system.
Yeah, so, that's it.
Fabinho, if Fabinho's more hassle tussle, on you. Rodri's like a Rolls Royce. Is smooth, man.
Yeah,
and
Fabinho's like the Nadal. Fabinho's like Nadal, where you go with a bit of power.
Exactly, but I would say Rodri because he actually scores important goals. This season he's scoring important goals for Man City. I'll go with Rodri.
He's got a better technique, I think.
Quickly over to the what's it called? Because we missed. Will Leicester get through to the semi-final? Will Leicester get the final? Yes or no?
Leicester to go through Frankfurt. Leicester to go through and West Ham.
Okay then.
Me too. Leicester to go through and West Ham to.
And then one historical achievement today: Ronnie O'Sullivan getting his 7th world title to equal Stephen Henry.
Another one as well. Another one today. Fulham scored 7-0 today. They're
promoted.
106 goals. Crazy.
And then what's it called? Is it Mitop? What is his name? The striker. He broke records there. Scored 43 goals.
He's going to come from
league anyway. Hope you enjoyed the episode. There you are. But yeah, definitely, what's it called? It was entertaining stuff there.